How you doing, YouTube? We are with,
Joe Andrews,
and he is playing.
Girgia Karakuri.
So we're going to show off his main deck first. Go ahead.
Alright, so we start off with the Girgia, obviously the Girgia Armors. These guys, whenever they're flipped face up, you get to search your deck for either a Girgia monster from your deck and add it to the hand, then once you can put it face down on the field. So basically like Think Dust Lakuta. And what you do is you either flip this guy up, or they attack into it, and you search for one of these two guys, and you put it into your hand. This guy, whenever you control a Girgia monster, you can special summon it in basic defense position, and whenever it's sent from field to graveyard, you can add a Girgia monster from your graveyard to your hand, so you pick one of these two guys. So this guy gets these two from grave. This guy is like a Lone Fire Blossom, Girgia Arsenal, so you can tribute him and special summon one of the Girgia monsters in basic defense position. So what you do is you can tribute him and go for him in defense, and use his effect to put him face down. It's really good. So you play 3 of each. So it's like kind of like a little mini engine, but they all work together to make sure you don't generate a lot of advantage. Play 2 copies of Janek Sally Birdman. He's the kind of the key of the combo, which is this, and then one of these guys. So what you'll do is you'll flip him up from the special summon. You'll bounce it for the Birdman. You re-special summon. You synchro for Beret. Strategist then would flip it back up, and you put your a bunch of synchros on. You usually Beret, Stardust. What a lot of people do is they put it face down, and they're constantly putting it face down, and that does not work. I did double check that, so it is ruled the same way as all those Dust Lakuta type monsters. Other than that, that's primarily the main part of the deck. We have 3 tuners, Karakuri tuners. I only play 3 Karakuri synchros. So I played 2 Watchdog, 1 Strategist. Obviously Strategist, when he comes out, put him in defense, and you flip your face down armor, and add another card to your hand. This guy goes into Pareto, or obviously Star Striker or Strap Dragon, but you basically can loop out like that. 3 copies of Snowman Eater. Best card this weekend. Seriously, one of the best cards. Gets rid of Thunder King, gets rid of any kind of big threat they have in the field. It shuts down Alias. And when we put Alias out, like they flip into damage step, they can't Gemini Spark it. Great card. And then 2 copies of Tour Guide and a Sangan. People are asking why am I playing this? It's just cause it's Tour Guide. Because it's so good. What a lot of people do is they'll sit there with Thunder King against my armor, they're not going to attack it. If I summon Tour Guide and go into an Exceed, I usually went to Zen mains to try and get them to negate it with Thunder King. And usually that worked. That didn't work in my top 32 game, he decided not to do it, so but that was basically the point of this, and you can go obviously your ranked 3 Exceeds, which is ridiculous. And obviously Sangan will search for your combo pieces if you bring out in defense. So that's the monster lineup. Spells, 3 Typhoon, mandatory, Gates of the Dark World, Wind Up Factory, Skill Drains, anything that would normally put this out. You stop what you're doing, get your Typhoons, and your 1-ups. Reborn Heavy Dark Hole, Pot of Everest. This deck fills the grave up really quickly, and you can put your accelerators back in, and limiter removal because you're playing a machine deck, and that's just what you play when you play machines. Traps, this is a really trap heavy deck. 3 Dimensional Prison. Dimensional Prison was awesome this weekend. I originally had 2. I brought it back up to 3 because I wanted more outs of Thunder King. This deck normally does not do well against Thunder King, but with these with this 3 Snowmans, Thunder King was basically just stalling the game until I found an out to it, or until they decided to do something about it. So they can't really do much against me. And then 2 Tarantulas, because Torrential Tribute. 2 Mirror Force. Mirror Force was amazing this weekend. People were downplaying this card so much. It's so good. When Wind Up goes off, unless they go into Shockmaster or Tyrus, this is going to completely delay whatever they have out. So they can generate all the advantage they want. This thing takes care of it. And 2 Trap Stun. Major props to Dale Bolito. I saw him on a Friday, I played him with this, and he really just wrecked me using this thing in Wind Up, and it was amazing. But I decided to cut my 2 Starlight Roads for 2 Trap Stun, and they worked out really well. They let me go off. Most of the time they were stopping turn tributes. Often I would Trap Stun and Storm and then go for game. But yeah, it's basically, it can 1-for-1 with Deep Prison or Torrential or Mirror Force, and it lets you go for game. And Double Bottomless Trap Hole, standard. Double Warning and Judgment, standard.
So while we're cleaning that up, what was your best and worst matchup?
Best matchup was, I would say, Plants. Plants, my side deck goes really hard against Plants. And I didn't play any hand traps this weekend, so, which a lot of people give me a question look, but I didn't really see the point in doing it. I really don't like Veiler this format. I don't think it's that good. And I also don't like Max C very much as fun because I kept on, every time I sided Max C's against windup, they would go off, and I wish I had the Max C, and then of course on the following turn I would draw the Max C after they've gone off, so it doesn't really it stops them in their tracks on the turn up, or they can just go into like a carrier or a rabbit, so they can stop what they're doing and just touch the back row and stop it with Max C, but I preferred more stable solutions, so I'll go in that, we'll go over the side deck, but the extra deck is really simple. It's Black Rose Dragon, Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairies obviously against Grave Keepers, Dark World, gets rid of their field spell. Stardust Dragon, Scrap Dragon. Good level 8s. 1 Burrito, 2 Beret. The main card for tuner, Synchros brings out each tuner, which lets me go off in my combo, and 1 Gaia Knight because I play Snowman Eater, and Strategist with Snowman Eater is him, and I just needed a level 6 that could actually walk over Stardust Dragon. I also play 1 copy of Gigant X. He's going for a lot right now, but I really found that I went to him I think 4 times all weekend, and every time I did, 2 of the 4 times I searched Birdman just to go for game. Other than that, it was just to basically get me advantage back after I started going off and when we both grinded each other down to 1 or 2 cards. This guy was good at that point. Roach, whenever I come to Toronto, all I play is Lightsworn. I played 5, the last Toronto regional I went to, I played 5 Lightsworn decks in January of 2012, and I was like, I'm never going to a Toronto regional or YCS again without playing Steelstorm Roach, because it was that good against the deck. It was just so good. It's also good against Dark World because I mean he's a fiend, so he goes up to 2200 with gates, and they have to waste their normal summons to get rid of him if they don't have a Graph in hand. So obviously if they have a Graph in hand, yeah, it kind of sucks, but at least he stops it. And against stuff like random matchups in the format, we don't know what's happening. Copy Utopia, standard. Then the 4 Exceed monsters for a tour guide. Tempo gets rid of Acid Golem and Zenmanes. Leviair, he was actually really awesome. I'm going to him a lot because they bottomless my arsenal or get rid of my armor through D-Prison. He would be there to get it back and I can go off. Leviathan standard, and standard Zenmanes.
Now, going through your deck list, your main deck, your side deck, your extra deck, what would you change? What would you alter? Was there anything that you had a problem with?
I think I might cut one of the trap stuns for a Compulse, and I would take out Steelstorm Roach for probably Photon, the butterfly thing, and because I wish I had that a lot this weekend. He's really good.
Alrighty, and the very last question, what do you need to say to YouTube? Is there anything that we need to know? Go ahead.
I know you hated last format YouTube, but this format is a lot of fun. I had the time of my life at this event because it's just such a great format. People say it's not balanced, people say that you need to do things, but there's a lot of viable decks right now, and that's what made it a lot of fun.
And I heard you had a YouTube channel.
I do. It is Kiwiz LOL, Kiwiz LOL.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yep.